Hello, guys, and welcome to the season finale of Baobab Chats, where today we're going to be talking on all things love and relationships. I am so excited today to be joined by Herbert from Italy, Lombai from Australia, and Sabina, who's also in Italy. Guys, thank you so much for coming and joining me here, where we're going to be just digging deep on relationships. I think this is such an amazing topic. Of course, we have different kinds of relationships, family relationships, friendships, acquaintanceships. But today, we're going to just talk a little bit more on romantic relationships. Of course, things have changed. We live in different times right now. There are entanglements that are happening, open relationships, and people are fine with it. So, Herbert, can you tell me a little bit of what you think, or how have relationships evolved from back then and now?
Well, I don't know now to, because now things have actually changed in the context of whether when we're talking about the relationship, they've actually defined it from a perspective of saying a boy and a girl, but now it's also possible for boy and a girl and girl. I think this is
Yeah.
what you're talking about. So we probably and say it and romantic. So I mean, things have actually changed a bit. I think also like everything and everybody is just have to be kind of balanced to the expectations from everybody is always more or less the same, that you and me
Mm,
are more or less the same in the relationship. I don't know about the others of the same sex, but I mean, I don't know how they actually do it, but it would be very interesting who one is like in a boy girl with, but in
mm.
terms of especially the one that I like the financial part. Oh yeah, or the one where you assume kind of roles to be kind
Yeah,
of,
yeah,
but or to be a guy figure thing. But I think quite a lot of things have changed, and it's more like coming to a level where we are more or less the same in the relationship, except of our parts, body parts being different. Really, that's
yeah.
how I see things.
So, Herbert, you mentioned that the expectations have sort of changed. Does that also mean that the purpose of relationships as a whole has changed? Rambai, what do you think about this?
Purpose of relationships.
Yeah.
I think so much has changed regarding relationships from the olden days to the modern days that we are living in. And
Mm,
I think if we are to look at the way people would date back then, it's quite different from how people are dating now. How
yeah.
people would meet back then is different to how people are meeting now. Back then, you would know mostly people would marry people would date people that are around their neighborhood. But now we are
Mm,
going beyond the boundaries of our neighborhoods. People are now dating online, meeting online, marrying online,
yeah.
and so forth. So I think a lot has changed regarding love and relationships.
So does that mean the sole purpose of romantic relationships is to then get married? Like, do I have to date you saying that at the end we have to get married? What is that for? Why are we in a romantic relationship? Why are we doing this?
Um, so, I mean, firstly, I also would like to comment one change as well is
Mm,
that that's happening now is that people are able to be in a relationship outside of their like kind of communities. So before it was very much you had to marry within your culture, within your religion, within your
mm,
race even. And
yeah.
now this whole situation has, I mean, to some extent, depending on your family, of course, that's opened up a bit. So people
Mhm.
are getting into relationships where you're allowed to be of different religion, of a different culture, and that's quite
Mm,
nice. You're opening yourself up more,
yeah. Yeah.
or your family up more. And the purpose of relationships now, I mean, I guess it depends on your background still, but
Mm,
I think to some extent people are moving away from just for the sake of getting married and having kids I mean, these days also people have kids later. Having children isn't always on the top of everyone's to-do list. You know, people are more career orientated. So the relationship kind of becomes, I don't know, for some, maybe just sharing some time, some experiences,
sharing time together, and
sharing time together. Yeah, having someone to share your life with, but maybe without this. I mean, it's, I don't know if it's a. Some people might say it's a bad thing or a good thing, but whatever. But maybe without the pressure of getting married.
Oh wow!
Straight away.
That's interesting because many of my friends, being young as I am, they are running away from even talking about having kids, getting married. They just want to have the experience of being in a relationship and not even think as far as having to then get married and have children.
Yes. Yeah. I agree. A lot more of my friends are like that as well.
Yeah.
And I think maybe also, I mean, maybe they're scared of being trapped into that
that's
kind of idea of what women are expected to do in marriage. And now, you know, times have changed and you have a career and you're afraid of that option.
You actually
definitely
career. Sorry, Vemba, you can go ahead.
I wanted to say definitely the purposes of people getting in love and relationships has changed over time. But I think I'm a bit confused. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Where does it leave us? Because previously we would know, especially for our parents, culturally they would date for the purpose of binding family relations, right? And mainly for love. These days it seems like people date more like what will I benefit in the relationship. It's now about benefits and what the person is bringing. So I don't know. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I hear what Sabina is saying, that at times it helps someone if they want to progress their careers, they focus on that. But is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I don't know.
Well, I personally think because times are changing, we also have to change with it. We can't keep on doing what we did before if we want to move forward with the times. So I feel like, considering the time we are living now, it's probably a good thing because, like what Sabina is saying, career-wise, sometimes you may want to be with someone who's going to help you to progress in your career and not want to then marry them at the end of the day. They can help you in this direction and not in the marriage direction. So it's probably a good idea. I wouldn't mind it. Herbert, you seem like you have something to say. You're like, what is she talking about?
No, I'm still trying to
looks like someone in deep thoughts.
I'm still composing my thoughts to say okay. I mean, I wouldn't disagree to say that really times have changed. For sure, they've changed. Some get into a relationship for financial benefits, not necessarily being. So now, I don't know whether we should classify it still under romantic relationships or based on the financial. I don't know what we can call it, but the thing is, well, with the change of everything that have happened so far, it's a little bit confusing, like what Vimba just said, that is it for the bad or is for the good? Because at the end of the day, it's more like open relationships are also popping up and it's becoming normalized that you can date someone and already even married and still date other people, and this is entirely okay, which is now I don't know whether what was the sole purpose in the beginning for us to be married. Then if we have to, we could have just not get married at all and then just do it. I mean, really, it gets a little bit confusing, to be very honest. And I always say that I think it's going to be a little bit more confusing for our kids, even more. Because right now, with everything, the dynamic and everything, and you can see how things have changed right now, especially if you travel a lot, and it also depends on where you are from, what you're doing. at that time, the perspective, I also still believe that the perspective of whatever that we have also depends on the age at which you are as well. How mature are you? How exposed are you? And this is also defining what you think about the relationship. Because, like what you say now, Douglas, that you as young as you are, it's okay now you are oriented in this part and that part. And naturally, I think there is always that time that you just go like, I'm getting a little bit old. Not because you're old, you want to get married, but maturity starts kicking in and start making other decisions that you never thought that you would even make these decisions at all.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
also depends with the time where we are and what we're doing and what are we exposed to, really. Because I think it's difficult enough in an African context to say, well, we are married, but okay, we are seeing other people.
Well, as an African, you can definitely not do that. It's a whole taboo. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You see, so it's a little bit complicated. So this kind of makes everything like the whole question of why really do people even date?
So from what you are saying, Herbert, so do people now get into relationships for the sake of pleasing our fellow
Is that-
African counterparts? Because at the end of the day, it means I'm not living my
I
life.
would agree. I would literally agree,
Exactly.
because many people are really in this relationship or married really to please either their parents or some other people that advise them. If
But
you
is
really
it
have a
good for my
conversation-
own well-being to please other people?
For
How
sure.
about doing what I want?
Yeah. No, that doesn't work in an African context. I not in my house. This
But
is
you
always-
said everything else is changing. Why can't it change in the African context as well?
It depends with your parents' exposure. They will not allow to these things usually to happen. Not in my house. And some can accept.
But now everything has changed. Now people are not living in their houses anymore. I
I
have my
don't know,
own
but
place.
I don't think this is really a huge. I don't know, but I don't know.
I feel like Sabina has something to say here. Sabina, what's going on in your mind?
No, I was just thinking that now with all the changes in relationships, like relationships has moved away from being, I mean, and obviously not for everyone, but has started to move away from being a family thing to a personal thing. You know, okay, sure, it's confusing if you have an open relationship and you're married to someone and it's open, but at the end of the day, that's a personal decision that no one else really has any, like, why are they interested in that? That's just for you and your...
Okay, I agree with you, Sabina, but in this part, then I think the whole norm and the whole culture, then everything kind of distorts if we will, because at the end of the day, I feel like people now have the liberty in this gateway to, if it comes to the personal perspective, to say you literally can do literally whatever you want. And at the end of the day, what defines us as human beings, or as Africans, or as Europeans, or as our distinctive, because literally there is a certain way of doing things that we say now, say culture, norms, and everything. So then we are going to distort the norms and the cultures in this way.
But that's not, I mean, just because it could happen doesn't mean that everyone's going to do it. And two people have to agree on it. And if you feel something quite deeply about like how you want to live your life, you're kind of gonna do it anyways, but behind closed doors and that kind of thing. I mean, so
I think that's true.
At the end of the day, a lot of people still do want to get married and live and, you know, join their families and have that kind of thing. But now with the modern day, I feel like maybe in some ways people who wanted to do something because that's their personality, that's how they are, they had to do that behind closed doors. And now they can feel less ashamed of what kind of relationship they want to have. I don't think everyone now is going to have some, you know, let's say beyond cultural normal relationships. I think some people are quite happy to have their normal relationships and
the one that's not transforming, you say.
No, it's not about not transforming. I think transforming is the choice to be able to
Yes, like in the
be
norm that we're saying, the normal
to
relationship in this context, we're saying the one that are not, they're kind of old school, that are like, okay, we
yeah, I guess.
kind of
But I
things.
think, I mean, even I guess in the old school, even the dynamics are changing in that. But I think, you know, it's not. It's more just the choice to be able to have the relationship you want to have personally
I think I
versus
agree with Sabina. Sorry for cutting you, because you were saying
no.
that you were saying that if you want to do something, you're gonna find a way to do it, either behind closed doors where no one sees, or where the culture doesn't have to approve. Because even if you look at it, back then people used to have open relationships even when they were married, but they were not titled. They were not titled open relationships, but they still had them. But right now it's a thing where people accept, and now it's happening in the open. But back then, people wanted to do it, and they did it behind closed doors. So I think if you are going to then do this whole thing of following culture and saying what are they gonna say, you're not going to live your life.
Yeah, well, I knew this point was going to come, that you're not going to live your life. But at some point, well, there are so many things that don't harm other people that are really living your life, the so-called living your life.
But we're
And
not asking you to harm other people.
no.
I
Yes,
mean, the
they're not
idea is that
harmful.
everyone agrees.
Well, I don't know. For me, in this part, I tend to disagree. Really, the thing is, it's just like the concept of saying, um, yes, everybody can do this whole idea of say, you can live your life the way you want, however you want. You can do it wherever you want, and everything, and the liberty and stuff. Yes, I know, but I think that it's also something that defines a human being, that defines you from a perspective of whether you're coming from this, you're an African, or you are an Indian, or you are a Middle Eastern person. It defines you. It also has culture to it. There are things that are expected of you because you are from an African origin, that kind of norms or that controls you. It's like the same, like be it in an organization, that when you
Mm,
come, for example, in our as Baobab Church, there's some things that we believe in, that even if you say I'm from Baobab, they already know a certain kind of behavior that you are supposed to portray. But if I can still do everything that I want, then I will stop living my life. But there's some things that I cannot do under the fact that I'm under this part. I feel that should still remain as it's supposed to be. That
I
I
feel
am
like
going to be an African man. I am going to be married. I'm going to have a kid. I'm going to have a wife. And this is okay. I have to pay Lobola for my wife, and this is perfectly fine. This is what I'm just saying, yes, but you have the liberty to do what you want, but I still need to be identified from something of some point.
I think the whole thing of the culture and relationships is probably a conversation that we're gonna have on a whole other day, because it seems like you guys are all fired up when it comes to people having to say this, people having to say that. But I just want to go back a little bit to where Sabina was mentioning career and being in a relationship. You
Mhm.
know, these days we are trying to balance a lot of things, and we are relational beings. You cannot live without being in some form of relationship, whether with your family or with friends or with special people. But right now we're talking about romantic relationships. So how can one manage a romantic relationship and have a career at the same time, or pursue their own personal goals? Do you guys think you can do it without having to compromise one or the other thing? What do you guys think? Sabina, I see a smile on your face. Tell me something.
Of course. I mean, everything's
Yeah.
possible. But I think who you choose is important, and maybe having someone on board that has a similar goal set as you. I mean,
Yeah.
I think maybe the problem is maybe people don't have enough of these conversations. Like, if you get into a relationship with someone, they need to understand what you want from your life, and you need to understand what they want. So it's kind of unfair if you're with someone, but they want to have children, and you're like, yeah, sure, but in 5 years' time, when I've reached this post or this post, but in your mind, actually, you don't want to have children until a lot later, or vice versa. If you're with someone and you've told them that your career is super important to you, and they kind of start to pressurize you to have children before you want to. So I think maybe, in my mind, the best way is to have like the conversation with someone that you're with. Like, what do you want from your life? What do you expect? Are we on the same page? Which is kind of difficult, because if you're in love, you know, you don't want to.
You're going to compromise a lot, maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a tough one.
All right. So Vimba, what do you think? Do you think you can have a relationship and still thrive, but when you try to pursue your own goals, do you think you can do both 100%, or you're going to have to sort of let go of one and thrive in the other? What do you think?
I think from what Sabina was saying, that it's all about communicating in a relationship. If I'm in a relationship with my partner, they need to understand what my goals are. At the end of the day, relationships are all about compromising, in my view. You compromise, you win some, you lose some. That's how it goes. And I think having a partner will not hinder me from achieving what I want to do, as long as that person values me and they value what I want to do. For me, I see it as a support system. You know, it's more like if I am in a relationship with someone, I've brought in my support system. Someone is there to support me, not to hinder my process of achieving what I want to do.
Okay, I see. So you can literally do both and still be fine. You don't have to put a hold to dating and say, let me pursue my career. Maybe when I'm 30 or when I'm 20 something, then I start dating. You don't really have to do that. Is that what you're saying?
I don't think so. I think, like I said, for me, I will view it as a support system. Like personally, for me, when I dated my husband, I was still at varsity, and he was my support system, because he would assist me when I have an assignment.
So on this end, it was not about marriage support, ne? Yeah, you get it. But it's fine. It's entirely okay.
Looks like I'm being threatened. Say the right thing. I want to zip my mouth.
Okay, I saw this one interesting comment that someone put right now. They say that in this day and age, can you have a relationship without money?
Well, yes. Well, that doesn't no. The only person who can love you without money is your mother. But the point is the following
that is very deep.
Yeah, for sure. This is true. I mean, trust me. If we were just, okay. I want to go back a little bit to what you guys are talking about, the relationship, whether you can actually do the two. But for me, it's, yes, you can date, but there are times that there can be a supporting structure, which is probably positive. I mean, the like ones like Mbai, really heads up. I mean, but they are the opposite of Mbai. There are others that are really the opposite. Literally, they can be a hindrance. Trust me, and they can really pull you down. And there's one person who always advised me that will say, like, if you get into a wrong relationship, or if you marry wrong, you probably have failed life in many of your things that you want to achieve, because if they don't become a supporting structure, then they become a destructive structure. Really, they can be really destructive. Yeah. Because they are not supporting you. You are trying to build this, they are already thinking on the other side. You are trying that, they're already on the other side. So, I mean, it also comes to the point, at what level, who are you dating at that level, really? And you have the same way of thinking. And unfortunately, these two sometimes don't really go hand in hand, because sometimes we don't choose who we love. our hearts just goes for someone else, but then our mind still says this is the guy that logically it makes sense, but then the heart is somewhere else and the guy is nothing to do with
What do you mean, Herbert, when you say we don't choose who we love?
The heart loves what it wants. It just goes like, this one is the one
Whose
that
heart
I
does
want.
it belong to?
It's not like I
At
can
the end of
choose.
the
I
day.
can just see someone like, I think I like this one. But I see the other one, maybe I don't like them at all. I don't like, how did we, okay, for me, I'm a computer scientist. Which algorithm did we use? Maybe I can try to formulate to love this one. Maybe they have the same qualities I like, but they don't have the supporting structure that I need. They might be really everything, but maybe everything is not always. So now this is where the compromising part comes. So it's either you need to know where you are or who you want to date. Are you on the same pace, really? Do you say the same things? Because sometimes you don't. Really, you don't. No matter how much you communicate, the other one is going the other way. And I would want also to come back. That's the cost of relationships and with respect to can we date relationships without money? This doesn't exist. It's living without food.
That is so blunt.
Yeah, that doesn't exist. Doesn't work.
So
Yes.
you cannot have a relationship without money. Like, I don't have money, I can't be in love. I can't be loved. That
Well,
is
for
bad,
girls
man.
it's fine. Then for me, I don't think for guys it works. No.
I disagree.
What do you mean? This is a fundamental thing that I have laid down. I
I'm
don't
pretty
want to
sure. Okay, maybe it's just I'm different,
But we are not saying a lot of money. Are we saying a lot of money or money, just money? You want to go for a movie, I don't have the money. And then
that's I'm telling you, I don't mind.
Yes,
Oh,
but-
wow, that is
I
cool.
don't understand when you say without money, then you can't date. What does that mean?
I mean,
I
in
guess-
this time and age. No, come on. I need to buy some gelato. Ice cream,
Nah,
I don't need you to buy me gelato. I can buy my own gelato.
You're trying to be a nice person. I mean, come on. You know these things.
No, I get it, and I mean, of course, it's difficult if I have a level of income or something, and the guy maybe is struggling. Of course, that's a difficult relationship dynamic because some guys would feel a little bit upset about that and
Yeah.
maybe not feel empowered. Some
Yeah.
guys, not all.
Some guys
But
not
honestly,
really.
for me, it's not important for you to pay a lot of stuff or pay for stuff.
Are you really think- are you
What?
sure?
So wait, Sabina, are you saying you wouldn't mind paying for everything? You wouldn't mind taking care of the
No,
house,
no.
the needs? Or what are you saying?
It depends. I'm saying that I'm not against kind of unorthodox money situations. For example, I'll use my father as an example.
Okay.
We're getting personal, but anyway, my dad moved from South Africa to Germany with my stepmom. She's German, and it was difficult for him to find a job. And so she had a really good job, and so she became the primary money person, and he looked after the kids and did that kind of stuff. Now he has some more work, but still she's the primary money person, and so I think it is possible, but you have to have that like payoff almost in a certain way, like a.
So it does work.
dream.
It does work.
No. These are two different aspects, guys. We're talking about money without relationship. We're not saying that if the guy is getting less. There are two
You're
different
saying no money whatsoever.
No, I am saying yes. Let's say there is no money. Both of us are not really in the position to be having a lot of money yet.
I think a
Well, that's,
relationship
if you
can
don't have
thrive.
a lot of money, that's fine.
I think a relationship can thrive without money because at the end of the day, people are not going to be stuck in one place. One is not going to have money.
No,
is not
I
going to
really
not
try to
have
believe
money.
you there in Bible.
Exactly.
But me, I
For me, obviously, what's important is does this person know what they're doing? Do they have potential? You know, because
Yeah.
it's not about the money that you have today, but what can you offer in the future? Because at the end of the day, the bills needs to be paid, like what Dorcas was saying earlier.
Yeah,
But
that's it.
if you don't have money today, we can't say then I can't date you because you don't have money today, because you might have potential for the future.
I think I'm sort of with Herbert here. I find it very difficult. I don't want to lie. Not that
Well,
I'm a gold digger or anything,
You guys are
but
materialistic.
we are not
no,
making a lie. We
no,
are just
not at
taking.
all. Like,
Tell us,
huh?
tell us, please.
Like, say we go on a date, right? Of
Mhm.
course,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to share bills, but like, if you can't, if you don't have the money to then share the bill with me, then that's not gonna work. And also, I've seen this saying where they say don't settle for potential, because what if the potential doesn't materialize and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
potential, there's
that's it.
potential.
I have to cut you there. What if the one who has money today, tomorrow they wake up without it?
Thank you.
Well, well,
Exactly.
then we can catch each other there. But
No,
then if
probably
right
the
now you
potential
don't
is not
have,
there with this guy. So it's I
Guys, we
think
need to get our facts right.
wait,
yes.
so right now if you don't have the money, if you don't have the potential, it's not gonna happen. But like,
Potential, no money. Okay, just dead. At least potential they
no,
can be considerate.
dude,
But
I want to have fun. I want to do stuff, and I want to spend money. I
Life
want to
has
go
no
out
guarantees.
and
Dorcas, life has no guarantees. Like what Herbert said, you marry someone today, they have money. Tomorrow something happens, they don't have money. What are you going to do?
who
You
would have
marry.
known that captains and pilots will look for jobs?
what? What's
Who
that?
would have known that captains and pilots
Exactly.
would look for jobs?
So Herbert,
Especially
what
in
are you
this
saying right
pandemic.
now? Are you saying that where is your standing?
My standing at this particular time is just to say that without money, really, as much as you have potential, you should have money to take someone for dinner. You don't have much, but you really need to pay something for sure.
Mm-hmm. But
Yes, yes. So at the end of the day, money is really required. It's a requirement because at the end of the day, it's just difficult. You cannot have money without the relationship. It's like trying to survive without food.
yeah,
Herbert,
so
you're
Lennon is
conflicting
actually
yourself and
saying,
you're confusing us.
I'm
yes,
not
Herbert,
confusing
you are
anyone.
completely confusing us here. First, you
Okay,
were
so
saying
let
that
me name in
money is
layman's terms.
not
Do you want me
important. Now
to?
you're saying it's important. I'm confused.
Money is important. We
Yes.
need money for the relationship to function, right? So as much as you have potential, you need to know that you need to do something that keeps in some a little bit of cash with your potential. Not that we are at zero and then you are no. Balance both your potential and have the little bit of money. This is very important.
Okay. Who Anna is saying, I second you, Mbai. It's all about what you have to offer in the future. If people would date for money right in the beginning, I don't think there would be that many relationships out there.
Yeah, but there are others that dated for love, but they also divorced, so we can't really make it a kind of theory. But okay, but it's fine.
But lots of
But
people
at least
dated
if you
with
date for
money and
love,
still got divorced.
Yes,
Oh my,
exactly. Yes, yes.
oh my
That
word.
argument is non-involved.
It
Yes.
is because I felt like Herbert was saying that we do I felt like he was saying girls don't want to date guys without money, and at the same time he was saying something like you have to have money. Oh, I just got confused in the middle of everything. But anyways, it's
Herbert
okay.
is all over.
Again, to be confused.
I mean, I think it shows that it is a confusing topic anyway.
Right? Yeah.
Guys, I am really saying simple things here. They are really simple. There needs to be a balance between the potential having the money. It's you need to play around your cards very well because and knowing which person you are dating is very important because at the end of the day you need to know how much do you need to spend at that moment because if they are a little bit materialistic that means you invest a little bit lower, but if they are not you need to keep the machine running and invest for the future. So you kind of need to balance both, not to just like not to have the entire money at all and say I've got the huge potential. Yeah, guy, yes, you have the potential, but some people also want to have fun now. So it's a little bit difficult. So have the
Mm,
balance of things. That's what I'm saying. As much as a student, you should have at least have $50 or 50 rand in your pocket to say, okay, I can take you for a movie today. And then you can negotiate for the rest of the month to say, I don't have, but not necessarily that we can't go for a movie for 6 months. Okay. Okay.
But there are several ways that you can show your love to someone. It doesn't have to be going
Hey,
for
it
it.
has
Exactly.
to be
Like,
money.
be
This one doesn't
creative.
work. It has to be
Exactly.
money.
Because I think
Guys,
at the end
be
of the day,
creative.
what's important is how does the person portray their love to you? How
Yes.
does the person show that they love you, right? Because if it's all about taking you out for dinner, I don't think that's sustainable. Like
No,
we
but
were
if I
saying
take you
earlier,
out for dinner for once in a month, then this other time I'm trying to portray the love that you're saying now. I'm not saying we should
Guys,
go every day. I'm saying you should balance it.
but if the person doesn't have money today, I think they can come up with other ways of showing you that they love you. And that should be enough if they don't have now.
Yeah, well, I don't think that works really. But yes, there are always other guys with money. So at the end of the day, you'll be single. Very true.
I think
No,
Mumbai brings up a
I
very
don't think
good point.
so.
You don't think
I
so?
I don't
You
think
guys
so.
are on the screen. That's why you're saying these tricks. But the point is,
I've dated a broke guy and I married that guy now. He's no longer broke.
yes, of course. I mean, this is a different. So you mean, I mean, of course. I mean, he was broke then, but the point
But I
is
could
the
see
following.
potential.
and then it materialized. Something happened.
It materialized. Now he's not broke anymore.
Example, but really, you don't have money. Trust me, there is some guy who come with money and the girl is gone. Really.
You
But I
are
didn't go
portraying
anyway.
women.
Yeah,
You
well,
are
I'm talking
portraying
about
women.
myself.
there are outliers in every experiment. You are an outlier.
But why would I lie?
It's an
He
outlier,
knows.
not liar. Like you're just the one unique one in this
Okay.
equation. But
Got
the
it.
point is really, if it just that it's so simple in the fact that the point that I'm trying to point out is to say, guys, like Jokas is rightfully saying, that she wants to do things. They want to go out. They want to, take
Yes.
pictures on Instagram.
If I have the money, at least come with also some money, and then we
But if I don't have this money, then
But
then you can
guys,
date someone else maybe.
can't you do
Exactly.
something else?
Dorcas has said exactly my point. You see, she would date someone else.
What did
You'll be
Dorcas
left
say?
alone, my friend.
No,
What did Dorcas say?
Herbert said that if someone comes without money, what's going to happen? So then I say that we want to do stuff, right? We want to experiment, we want to go out. If I have the money, at least you should also come with something. Then if you don't, then you can go and date someone else because we have things that we are comfortable with. Sabina wanted to say something.
I like how Dorcas just puts my point out in 1 minute. It's exactly what I've been struggling to say.
Guys, it's
Boom.
true.
Yeah, you got me.
Sabina, tell us, what did you want to say?
No, I was just gonna say that. Okay, I get it. I mean, yes, it is nice to go out on on dates and to have fun and to not worry about that. Of course, that's wonderful. But But if you meet someone that doesn't have that and you really like them, there are other ways of getting around that. The guy can cook a meal for you, do something creative to show that he cares. Equally, I can do something creative to show that I care. I have, by the way, dated some people who have, not had much money at all. We never went to the movies. We didn't go out for dinner, but we did other things together that was special, that showed me that they care. And so I don't think it's completely, while I'm not saying it's the best, of course it's better to be able to have the life you want to live, but it's possible.
Oh,
I think at the end of
It's
the day,
not
it's about.
beyond the realm.
I think at the end of the day, it goes back to what's the purpose of having this relationship? Is it about
Yeah,
going for
thank
dinners?
you.
Is it about what is the purpose? Because I think that's why we have some of the problems that we're facing today. That people date so that I can go for dinner, we can talk pictures so that I can post on Instagram. And we end up with these challenges because at the end of the day, that person is not giving you what you want. Somebody was commenting that they would rather be with someone that treats them with respect. You might find there's someone who's going to offer you those dinners, but they don't respect you at all. Then it comes all the other problems that we experience.
Well,
So I think the
some
choice
people
is
have
yours,
different
Herbert.
things.
The choice is yours.
Wow, yeah, but well, yeah, but I really don't agree. But the point is the following: some people prefer to be not to be respected, but there is money, but it's okay.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
But
I
that's
guess,
then someone you don't have to be with.
no,
yeah.
no, they have money. You have to be with them. They have money. What are you
No,
talking
I'm
about?
saying if you meet someone, a girl who says, I don't care if you respect me or not, I just want you to have lots of money, then that's your choice to be with her or not. You can say, well, that's moralistically wrong, so I don't want to be with this person. Of course,
Now,
there are going to be girls who
no,
are
but
like that. There are also going to be girls who value respect.
but
It's not all women are like the same thing.
yeah, well, yes, of course, but I mean, let's
We're
look at what
snowflakes.
like I like the way Dorcas really explained my point. You know, in 1 minute,
No, but it's true, really.
elaborated this point. Really, I
We
love
are
this
all
point.
human, guys. We're all human, and you don't have to lie about these things.
I
We're
promise I'm
not,
not
guys.
lying.
We are not lying. I think, like I was saying, it is some of the reason why we have people frustrated in relationships, because we want to portray a picture out there to people, but we are not being realistic with ourselves with what really makes me happy. Is it the dinner? Is it the person that treats me with respect and dignity that I need? Or it's all about showing off to people? We need to be realistic with ourselves as well.
But also, my point where I was mentioning about the money, it's not only about the dinner and the going out, it's also about the future. Like, are we going to be able to sustain a life together? Are we going to be able to save for our kids together? Are we going to be able to save up and do big things together if we. It's not only about the now and the dinners and that's my point of view. But
I,
then, yeah.
I think
Okay, the
I said
question
that
that I
that's
have
the
for
potential.
you, the question that I have for you, Dorcas, you are a student, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Say today you find another guy or who wants to date you, he's also a student, he doesn't have money now, but there's
Mm-hmm.
potential. And there's a guy there who has money and you really don't feel him that much, but
Yeah. Well,
he
I
has
would
money.
date someone that I feel. I would date someone that I feel. I wouldn't go because he has money, I would date him. No, I'm not a materialistic girl. But I was just saying that money is very important in a relationship. I wouldn't choose
So we
money
are
over
aligning.
whatever. At the end of the day, guys, we're running out of time. This has been such an amazing and interesting conversation. I hope we're gonna do this again because I want to just dig deeper into this whole money issues and. But if you have anything that you want to just say in the ending, then we just take this and bounce.
Well, I have something that I wanted to ask, but okay, because
You can.
yeah. Well, the thing is that there is quite a very much of confusion between when we talk about I'm in love with someone. Is it the
Mm.
feelings? What is really when you mean like I'm in love with someone, or when you say feel about something? What is it really? Is it what is
That's
the
such a
love that we talk
great
about?
question
Am
to
I
ask.
attracted to the person? Is the attraction? Is the feeling? Because today I feel like, oh, I like this one. Tomorrow I feel like I like the other one. Is that
Oh,
love?
hey,
Is that
bet you are
everything? This
in
is
for
a different
trouble.
conversation. But this was my question. This is, I thought why we're supposed to talk about this. But really, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like this. Tomorrow I feel like that for the other one. Tomorrow I don't feel this. But love is perfect. It's just not supposed to be like this. So I think that should be spoken about.
Well, I
Do
don't
you,
think love is a feeling. That's just what I'm gonna say.
Ah, yes, I think this is
what do you
what
think it is?
it is a
I
feeling.
How would you define it?
Okay. I think in the beginning,
Which
love is
beginning? Which one?
in the beginning of being in a relationship with someone,
Ah, okay.
you are basing it on the feelings that you have at that moment. But
Oh,
then
whoa,
those
whoa,
feelings
whoa.
are, yeah, those feelings will probably, like the same feelings will probably fade. And then the love will start being about the experience you have with the person, what you guys go through together. And then the love
Okay.
will grow. But then in the beginning, it is just the feelings. That's what I think.
Mm-mm. I'm literally confused, but it's okay.
Why are you confused?
Mm-mm.
Why are you confused, Heaven?
He's
I
a
am confused.
computer. What are feelings?
No, but that was my question,
Just
really. But
joking.
it has been a very great conversation, really. But that,
It
that,
has.
that part really always a little bit quite, it's not have been answered yet, but it has been something that I've tried to really define, like, how do we practically,
Have you
like,
ever been in love?
well, I do not know. That's why I need it to be defined. Then I answer the question. If it's not defined to me, I cannot say yes or no. It's a very interesting question, but I still need it to be defined.
Well, I guess we're going to talk about this a little bit more in the next season because this is the season finale.
I think we definitely need to go in depth so that Hebet gets answered. We can't leave this
Exactly.
hanging.
There's so many unanswered questions right now.
Yes.
Oh my God, guys, thank you so much for joining. It has been amazing,
Thank
like
you.
I've already said. So, right now, we're going to have the interview that's going to play with Lennon. He's just going to be interviewed about a few things about Baobab Chats. So, thank you. It has been awesome. You guys are great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Welcome. Today I get to put you in the hot spot. How does
Thank
it
you
feel
so
for
much.
you?
It feels good. Thank you so much for having me. It feels great.
Awesome, awesome. You know,
Yes.
I've been watching Baobab Chats since the beginning.
Currently based in Cape Town, South Africa, but I'm originally from Zimbabwe. I'm working here in Cape Town as a financial administrator. I'm also studying at CPUT. I'm in my final year in financial information systems. I'm an entrepreneur. I do side hustles. I also do in cryptocurrency, online trading, you name it. And I'm here at Baobab Chats, and I love it.
Oh, that's quite a resume. I feel like I should have taken notes because you have a lot on your plate. So how
I
do
would
you
like-
fit Baobab Chats into all this list? Because you're in school, I understand you're a husband, you have a home, you have family, you have work. How do you fit in Baobab Chats into this?
I'm that one person who's so passionate about social media. I'm one person who's passionate about reaching out to people, in any way. So Baobab Chats came into my life as a savior because I use it as a voice, to reach out to people out there, in each and every topics that we discuss. And it's been great. I've been having fun since I joined Baobab Chats, and I would like to see Baobab Chats going as far as I don't know. So yeah.
Were you part of Baobab Chats since the beginning? Did you join in? Did you fit yourself in there somehow? How did you get involved?
Oh yes, I joined in a little bit later, sometime in June, and after I've been following, and I was so excited to see what the guys were doing, and I spoke to Stern, and he was happy to have me on board. And from there, I never put my foot down. I never took my foot off the accelerator. I was just going on and on and on, and I'm enjoying it.
Awesome. Maybe there's someone who's watching today and who's like, what is Baobab Chats? They just joined the NNL season finale as we are celebrating 20 episodes. I mean, 20 episodes where you guys are just firing content every Saturday back to back. And maybe they just don't know. But what is Baobab Chats to you?
Okay. Baobab Chats is, it's a platform where a platform that we use to express people's minds, people's views, how people behave out there, how people socialize, the life they are living, be it health, be it church, be it politics, in anything that a human being can do. We try to bring that on the platform and try to be the voice for those who can, I can call it the voice of the voiceless, And so Baobab Chat the microphone. You know, Baobab Chats is a microphone. You know, where it reaches many people in many ways.
Mm. You guys have some interesting topics every Saturday.
Thank you so much.
I feel like I am at the right point, at
yes.
the right place at the right time. You guys just fire out content that is so valuable and so important to us Africans.
Yes.
And so, what do you enjoy most about Baobab Chats?
I actually enjoy everything that we do at Baobab Chats. I will just try to put it down. You know, for me, I enjoy being on the platform. I enjoy being facilitating, engaging with people, engaging with different kind of people all over the world. You know, and I'm that one person also who enjoys social media, and I'm mostly on the Twitter side of things on Baobab Chats, try to reach each and every person, like I said earlier on. So yeah, I would like to see Baobab Chats reaching everyone all over the world. We would like to bring more content, and we also recently we actually opened a platform where people can send their questions and we can discuss about them. And you know, we don't just want to talk about what we think. We want to talk about what people think. You know, we want to hear what people want us to talk about. You know, like I said, we are the voice of the voiceless. There are some people who've got burning issues in their minds. There are some people who've got burning issues, something that is happening in their lives, and they can't express it. You know, they bring it to us. We prepare a panel, and we have people, experts, or even people that can bring ideas to help each other. You know, be it anything. So that's what Baobab Chat is about.
Wow, it is really a people's platform. That's what I'm getting. It's amazing. And now we know the guy behind Twitter is useless. To see anything popping up on Twitter is
we always try, you know, we try to reach everyone, like I said. Yeah.
No, it is a fantastic platform. So what is your desire for Africa? Because I noticed that with Baobab Chats, you're not just talking about any random topics. You're talking about topics and concerns of the African people. So what is your hope for Africa?
You know, my hope for Africa, since, you know, Africa is rich in many ways. Africa is rich in each and every resources that we can talk about in the world. We talk about minerals, we talk about the money, the value for money is in Africa. Everything is in Africa. So I would like to see Africa being the place where people come from all over the world coming to Africa, and we want to be like, you remember what you used to, like a bread basket, or a basket where everything is being found in Africa. We've got great minds. I want to see an Africa that is rich, an Africa that is independent, an Africa that is not corrupt, an Africa that understands and listens to the young people. I'm more passionate about young people. That's why I always reference everything about young people. I'm more passionate about young people because, you know, I'm an advisor. I'm a youth advisor, so I love young people. You know, I love fresh minds, great minds. So I would like to see an Africa that is accommodating to young people. I would like to see an Africa with young people in greater position, in bigger positions, anywhere be it a president, be it the African Union, anywhere in Africa, any position. I would like to see young Africans being the forebearers of anything that is happening in Africa.
Wow, that's a great vision. I love that. I completely agree with you.
Thanks.
Now, just on the lighter note, before I let you go, you guys have rolled out 20 episodes. What has been the most memorable episode for you? Or maybe a memorable conversation, or maybe a person you've had on your panelist? What is it that has just made you smile or laugh this season?
The most memorable one was obviously the one that I was part of the panelists, me and my wife, where we were discussing about marriage and youth development. You know, like I said, I'm passionate about youth. I'm passionate about couples. So that was one of the best memorable conversation that I had. You know, I had the opportunity to meet other couples as well, and the content that they brought, it was so inspiring. You know, where they came from. You know, so that was one of my memorable, and I took a lot from that conversation because there was a lot of people, there was a lot of things that we didn't know that came out, and you know, up to now I'm actually implementing some of these things. So that was one of my memorable conversation on Baobab Chat. Obviously there is a lot, but on this one, the couples and youth development was one of the best. So I always go back and watch the video. I think I've watched it more than 20 times from the time that so it's something that I always want to see, okay, what was being said, and I implement it, what was being done, what was being said we must do. So it's always a great thing. It's always a great thing. All the conversations were great, but this one was a standout for me.
Awesome.
Yes.
And without telling us too much, what can we expect in season 2? If there's gonna be a season 2, tell me.
Yes. Obviously, there's gonna be season 2. Definitely, there's gonna be season 2 coming up, and the guys are itching and we're preparing a lot of content for that can fit in everyone. Like I said, we want to be we want to be a platform where we can be able to accommodate each and everyone. So season 2 is coming with fireworks. Get ready to learn, get ready to engage, get ready to be inspired. You know, we are lining up great people, we are lining up great minds. So season 2, all I can say, be watchful, wait for it. It's coming, and I also can't wait to have it. I mean, to have season 2 out there, because the guys have already started preparing for season 2.
Oh my goodness.
It's going to be great. It's going to be a great one. So all I'm saying is be expectant and get ready to learn and get ready, you know, to engage with the conversations that we bring out, the content that we bring out to you. We hope it's going to help you in any way in your life, or it's going to help your friends, you know. So get ready to learn.
Awesome. I'm excited. I wish you didn't have to even take a break. Just go into second season already.
Oh yes, and season 1. I mean, season 1. Season 1 is coming to an end. We've got great things lined up for you as well. So, if you want to see what season 2 is going to be like, you have to watch the season 1, the finale. The finale is coming next week on the 5th of September. It's going to be a 6-hour broadcast. 6 hours, 6 panelists. And 6 topics, great minds, different topics. It's gonna be great. So don't miss on that one.
Oh my goodness, I'm excited. I'm excited for season 2. I feel like season 1 was just an appetizer. You guys were getting us warmed up.
Yes.
Now we are ready.
Season 1 was just an appetizer. It was a starter, and then we're going into the main meal. So get ready for the main meal. It's going to be lit.
Oh, we are excited. Yes. We are excited. Well, thank you so much, Lennon, for allowing me to pick your brain.
Thank you so much.
I'm sure the viewers now understand a little bit about you, and we're going to know more of you in season 2. Thank you so much for what you're doing and the voice that you're allowing us as people to express through this wonderful platform. I understand people can send you messages on Facebook, DM you on Instagram, as well as reach out to you on the Twitter for any topics that they maybe have not yet seen, or they are looking to learn on a new topic. They could just email you guys, right?
Oh yes. So yes, you can post whatever you have on our Facebook page. We've got a Twitter page as well. On Instagram, you can subscribe onto our YouTube channel, the Baobab Chats, and you can send whatever you want to send to us. What do you think we can improve? Always send it to us, and we are happy to. You know, we are also learning, so we are happy to have whatever you have for us to have a great Baobab Chats platform.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Lennon.
Thank you for your time.